Hi guys, welcome back to Just Jones and thank you so much for your continued support. So this week we are going to be doing a little theme. I know the last videos I did were Christmas in July and I do apologise for missing out. What month comes after July? August. There we go. We got there. I do apologise for missing out August, but like I said, I'm a real girl in a real world and life does get ahead of you sometimes. And obviously I have a full-time job. I'm currently looking after a foster dog on top of my original dog. So there is a lot going on for me right now. So I do apologise for that. But this month, I guess, I'm going to be doing some cookies and crafts. So I'm starting it off strong with cookies because who doesn't love cookies? Being from the UK, we call them biscuits. And so I thought, let's go back to my roots and let's do a UK biscuit. Well, a Scottish biscuit. So we're going to start off by doing some homemade shortbread, but not just any shortbread. We're going to be making some Millionaire Shortbread. So Millionaire Shortbread is just a layer of flour, caramel and chocolate. So you're going to go ahead by making the base of the biscuit first. So for this, you're just going to mix together some flour, some sugar, and then some butter at room temperature. Being in the Caribbean, I did have to put my butter in the microwave for a bit just to melt it down. And yes, I did over melt it. That wasn't intentional. But like I said, real girl, real world, mistakes happen. So you're just going to go ahead and add all the three of them ingredients together. And then you're going to mix until you make kind of chunky breadcrumbs. You're not going to fully push it into a dough ball. You're just going to mix it until it all comes together and leave it as crumbs. I also apologise for like the little snowy flakes that's going past the screen. Whenever I bake with flour and I use sugar, I always position the camera very long and the fan that's above circulating the air does blow little bits out of the bowl, and so now it looks like it's snowing, so it's adding a little festive look. Now you've mixed it and it's starting to form a little dough. You're going to want to put it to one side for a moment and you're going to want to get a pan, whether there's a glass Pyrex tray or just like a cake tin. I'm using a foil binnable dish just because this is going to go to my neighbour. So for this, I do normally use butter, but like I said, real girl, real world. I used the last bit of butter for the actual biscuit. So you're just going to go ahead and make sure that's in the tin, nice and covered. This is going to stop anything from sticking. And then you're going to go ahead, pour the biscuit mixture in, and you're going to press it down firmly so it makes a nice even layer on the bottom. I will make sure to add all the ingredients and the measurements that I used down below so you guys can see what I did. I then went ahead and I did just stab it with a fork. I'm not sure if this is beneficial, so if you guys know, please do let me know. I've just always stabbed it with a fork, even if you're just going to sprinkle sugar on it and eat it as is. So I will continue to stab it with a fork unless told otherwise. Next, you're going to go ahead and start making your caramel. But make sure to put your biscuit in the oven before doing this, and it's going to take about 20 minutes. And just wait until the sides are nice and golden brown. So to make your caramel, you're just going to mix some butter, some brown sugar, and some syrup together into a saucepan until it's like nice bubbly and caramelly. So it'll start to like bubble and boil over. So once it's all nice and combined, you'll see it start to get a bit thicker and it's gone a bit fizzy. So now you're going to add a whole can of condensed milk and you're going to keep on mixing this until it thickens into a nice brown thick caramel. This is very tedious and time consuming. I was at the stove for about 15 minutes, just constantly making sure it doesn't stick to the bottom or overboil. If it does, turn your heat down. It is not worth burning. I'm just going to keep on stirring until it has a nice thick consistency where if you pull the spoon out, a nice layer will stay on the back of the spoon. When you put this to the side to cool, whilst you're sorting out your chocolate, it will thicken even more. So don't worry if you think it's a bit too watery still. Also, side note, if anyone knows how to get these rings off my cooker, please let me know because I have used many chemicals and many different bleaches, and the overboiling from the water has destroyed my cooktop. So I am all ears if anyone has any ideas. This is what it looks like once the caramel has stood for like 5 minutes. It does go lovely and thick. Next, you're going to melt your chocolate. Keeping an eye on your biscuit, remember this. Your biscuit should be nearly done by now. So I just used 2 Milka chocolate bars and then I added them in a basic cereal bowl and I put this over a saucepan of some boiling water and I just kept on mixing until they were melted. Now my biscuit is ready. I've just pulled it straight out of the oven, so this hasn't had a chance to cool yet. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to pop my caramel mixture on top. I did make a little bit extra mixture because I did also make some little gluten-free cupcake size biscuits for my partner as he is celiac. I then went and put this in the fridge to set just for about 5 minutes just to let it firm up. Once your shortbread's all firm, you can then go ahead and start pouring the melted chocolate on top of the caramel you just made. The caramel will still be squishy and sticky, but it's just easier, I find, to let it firm up a bit before doing the melted chocolate. So then you can spread the chocolate and it won't affect the caramel layer or won't blend into it. So once you've put this as a nice even layer, you're going to want to put this in the fridge. I was making this at 8 o'clock at night, so I did leave it in overnight. But if you're making it during the day, 1 to 2 hours is fine just for it to set and then you can enjoy. I would recommend heating up a knife to cut it, otherwise all the chocolate on the top will crack. So I look forward to hearing your thoughts on this recipe and I look forward to seeing how yours turns out. So please do let me know and comment if you'd like anything else for me to make. Any cookies, of course, because that's the theme of this one. And I look forward to hearing from you soon.